Shalom and good day all, this is Tequilum29 back again for manga I have recently read through during the time of December into January, moving into February, and I'll just quickly go through the list as we have Boruto here, I'm Standing on a Million Lives, Dr. Stone, of course Komi Can't Communicate, which I've really been enjoying. And of course we have Orange. So first things first, I'll cover what I finished first, which is Komi Can't Communicate. So from volumes 16 to 22, which we've got here. The overall story rating I'll give for those is a 7.5 out of 10, as you do get to see things change over into the next year to where Tadano and Komi are attending school. And also how things are changing in the year, and you do get to see her be happy for Tadano in relation to some of the things that are happening there. Moving into the next thing, and that is Orange, which centers around someone receiving letters from the future to help someone to help prevent someone from committing suicide. And I must admit, this was a really interesting story. As you can see there, I've got the first volume, the second volume, and a volume that deals with the future. I have heard that there is meant to be a fourth volume available, but not heard much else. For the overall story rating for this, I do give it an 8 out of 10. I did quite enjoy it, along with the art. With the second volume of the series, it did seem to change the person in the story as to who was receiving the letters, or the viewpoint of the story as another person it was affecting. Moving into Dr. Stone, if you're not reading this series, you should be. You get to follow the character of Senku along with many of the others, and we also get to see one character unmasked, being Suka. I'm not going to give away any spoilers as to who Suka is, whether they're male or female. I'll let you work that out for yourself. So for this series, we've got volumes 17 to 24. Overall, in relation to this, I definitely give this series an 8.5 out of 10, and that applies to both the story and the art. Now, one series that I ended up getting a hold during the 2020s was a series called I'm Standing on a Million Lives, and I'm also checking out the anime as well. And it's nice to actually finally get around to reading the manga and to understand a little bit more what's happening with the story. So when I do get back to the anime, at least I know what's happening. For the overall story rating of this, it's like a cast of characters that have been taken to a video, or isekai'd into a video game of sorts, and they got to work out how to overcome certain things together. But what does that lead to one of the main characters doing? I don't really know. With that, I still need to catch up more with the manga along with the anime, to which I give this series a 7.5 out of 10. That also applies for the story. Moving into last but not least, finally catching up with some Boruto before I start moving to some Rurouni Kenshin. These last two volumes have been quite interesting. Not a lot to get really hyped about, but it is interesting to see what's happening with the story. So for this, it is getting a 7 out of 10 for both volumes that you see here. And that applies to both the story as well as the art. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.